spam this, and spam this. That's how you edge guard. Alright, so let's move on to air combat. So basically you just want to knock him into the air and then just poke him as many times as possible. That's basically all there is to it. They end up going below you while you're chasing in the air. You want to do your side strike because that will hit below you. Whenever you want to do ground combat, you wait for them to do their end lag and then you throw this bullshit. Or you can just do this bullshit because it's a little bit quicker and there's less end lag because this stabs multiple times so they can dash through it and punish you. So yeah, mostly you're just doing this. I win the game. Hey, what's up guys? It's D here, and today we're doing a guide on BananaBoy. I recorded one already, but I fucked up the audio, so we're back for round 2, Mr. Shaggy. Shagalicious. Fuckable. I'm pretty new to this game still, but I have played a bunch of BananaBoy, so I think I can make a guide targeted for people who just want to know what BananaBoy's about, I think, is the idea here. I win most of my BananaBoy 1v1s, or my mirror matches, so I think I'm justified in saying that I'm a mid-tier BananaBoy. So let's talk about the buttons you shouldn't press. The first one you shouldn't press is this bullshit. Okay, that's definitely don't press that. What did I do? Definitely don't press this. You can see that I lean away from Shaggy. And I can barely even hit him this close. There's 4 squares, 3 squares, 2 squares. Be within 2 squares. That's fucking abysmal. You can hit him if you face the opposite direction because for some reason, you can be like fucking 10 squares away or something. Look at that. Let's look at the lag on it. Yeah, I still can't move. He literally recovered before me. I'll talk about what lag is in a minute. The next one you don't want to use is your Nair, which is your neutral air. The reason you don't want to use this is because this is better. There's no situation where you shouldn't just use your side air. Your side air covers more area above and below you. I think it also goes further. Yeah, it does. You can use it while moving, which means you're just going to be moving faster across the map. The next ability that you never want to use is a bit special because you do actually use it sometimes. And that's this up special. This up special doesn't do any damage, it doesn't do any knockback, and you can't kill something even if it has fucking 200% damage on it. It's absolutely fucking garbage. And when I say you do use it sometimes, I don't mean as recovery. Because if you look at the recovery on this, it doesn't fucking even put you back on the map unless you're already back on the map. By that I mean, if I'm here and I can get back on the map with it, I can also just jump. If you want to recover, the best thing you can do is you can dash when you get to the ledge, and you can do a double jump with a dash in the middle of it. You can do that. That will protect you from projectiles. You can also do it from way up here, which puts you back in the middle of the map, and you go over the head of the enemy. So you can get away with doing one of these to his feet. But a lot of characters have really good spikes, so you don't want to do that. The use for it isn't recovery, like I said. The use for it is actually for mix-ups. So you want to chase people down with these spears, right? The problem is that they're going to try to air dodge, and it's a very narrow radius, which means it's very easy to air dodge. So what you want to do is you want to use this because they'll air dodge to your left or right, and you can track them, and you can catch them when they air dodge sometimes. Now if they air dodge straight down, they'll get under you, so there's no helping them. I think those are all the moves that you should just ban from your vocabulary, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm forgetting one. This is your armor break. You use it against people who have armor. You can also kind of use it to ledge guard, but it's not great. You have better options. I think we can start with ledge guarding, which might be a weird place to start. So we're going to have to ignore Shaggy here, and we're going to be over here, and we're going to ledge guard an invisible opponent. So when you're ledge guarding someone, there's basically 3 states they can be in. They can be map level, they can be under the map, or they can be up in the air. Right? And what you do to defend against them depends on where they are. So if they're under the map, the easiest way to defend is to just throw your dick on the table. I call this like a floating damage. The spear actually does go under the map even though you can't see it. It goes all the way up to his head. The hitbox goes all the way up to his head and a little bit below his feet. And there's a lot of recovery, especially with the new nerf. But the fact they have to jump before they attack you means you have plenty of time to air dodge out of the way and just throw a second one. Air dodge out of the way and throw a spear, or air dodge out of the way and throw a neutral. Bunch of options. So yeah, this is my go-to. You can also do this because that also goes below your feet. It also has the added benefit of spiking, whereas the side air will knock them away from the map and it won't kill unless it's a high percent, or if you have the strength buff. The next situation is if they're in the middle section over here. Most of the time, if they're over here, they're going to be either doing some platform thing. There's a few characters that can do that, as well as just the perk that lets you do it. Or they're going to be actively moving towards the map quickly. They'll either drop down or they'll move towards the map and then they'll start jumping. Try that again. They'll be moving towards the map and then start jumping. So if they're moving directly towards the map, you just kind of smack them with this thing. And they'll often air dodge through it, which is just kind of a fact of life. But they're going to be back here and they're going to be doing startup frames, which gives you time to jump or dash. He dashes behind me and tries to hit me. I know what he's doing, so I can just turn around and hit him. Now, Banana is pretty slow, so if you dash and turn around and try to hit them, there's a good chance they'll just dash again and you'll get into a jumble fuck where you can't predict what's going on. So usually I'll just dash twice to get the fuck away from him. Or I'll just do like what I said with the jump, because that's way faster. It depends on the matchup though, because if they clear like a huge area like this, there's no jumping over that. The next situation is that they're up in the air and doing this shit. That is the best case scenario for BananaBoy, because BananaBoy loves being underneath his enemies. It's as simple as doing this. This is extremely fast. It hits multiple times, and you can move while you're doing it. You can literally follow them. And you can do it twice. You can also do another option, which is a really funny one, is whenever they pass above your head, they're going to air dodge. That's pretty much a given. Unless they're stuck in an animation like this. So what you can do is you can actually just follow under them, and then as soon as they get above you, you can knock them up with that. So to recap, spam this, and spam this. That's how you edge guard. The second thing we want to talk about is probably aerial combat. So aerial combat is pretty simple on BananaBoy. In the air, your main strategy is just to knock him into the air and then spam up tilts. As far as killing while you're in the air, the way you do that... Alright, so the way we do that is we want to jump after him and then smack him with the side air. The side air is incredibly useful. Even though it was nerfed, it was not enough of a nerf to actually stop it from being one of his best moves. So you have the down tilt and the up tilt, and those are the main pieces. But the final piece is actually his main source of recovery, which is this right here. There are certain characters who will just absolutely dominate the airspace, and BananaBoy can't keep up with them at all, in which case you just sort of have to resort to fighting on the ground. But most of the time, the air is where you dominate. There's a couple ways to get to the air. So the best way to do that is to just jump above them and then do a down tilt. And that will knock them into the air. very simple. However, it is a very narrow, what do you call it? A very narrow hitbox. It's very simple. Down, up, and then up again. And that's how you get them into the air. You want to try your best to keep them above you, which means sometimes dropping back to the ground and jumping again. Anytime they are beside or below you, like this, you're going to want to use a side air. A funny combo you can do, it's not actually a combo, but a funny combo you can do is you can do this up tilt into another up tilt. Because if you don't chase after them, their lag brain tells them that this person has messed up or whiffed their combo. So when they think BananaBoy is whiffed their combo, their natural reaction is to go down and try to hit you again. So you can take advantage of that just by doing a second one. Another thing you can do on the ground is you can use your side spear. Not the best option on the ground, but it does have very basic combos, including you can do the first 2 spears into an up. Which just gives you a little bit of extra damage. So basically you just want to knock him into the air and then just poke him as many times as possible. That's basically all there is to it. I mentioned the recovery already, which is this thing. This thing has a hurt box. It's very well out in front of your hurt box, which means that you can poke with it very easily. You can also use it twice while you're falling, which means you can use it to cross the map. You can also orientate yourself by holding up or down. So if I do this, I can hit him even though I'm well above his head, which would normally make me unable to hit him. We can talk about ground combat now. Ground combat is interesting, because that's where we get to start talking about lag. So lag is the time in which a character is performing an attack, but they can't hurt you. So you can see whenever his leg is in the air, he can't hurt you until his hand crosses in front of his face. And then whenever the fire disappears and his character is done sliding, he can't hurt you either. Which means you can do funny stuff and meme on Shaggy, like this. Something even funnier you can do is if you jump, you can pass through his body, because you can pass through entities when you're in the air. Oop. You got me. You can use this to your advantage, and before you hit the ground, if you're inside of them, you can knock them into the air using your up tilt before you hit the ground. And if you look at the difference, this does 11 damage, and this does a 12 damage. A 1 point difference, but it is a difference. Meaning, the ideal strategy when playing BananaBoy is to wait for their end lag and to jump up and hold down, because you fall faster if you hold down than if you just let it float. So the ideal strategy is to jump over their attack and up tilt them. Most characters in this game have gimmicks. BananaBoy doesn't really have any gimmicks, except for that thing. But he doesn't really have any gimmicks. He just kind of hits you and then hopes you die, and that is his entire strategy. That's why BananaBoy is considered the simplest character in the game. So you have to use what little gimmicks you get to as much advantage as possible. And I'll explain how you can use this as a gimmick as well. The whole muscle man thing. Anyways, let's talk about ground combat. 99% of the time, if you're not using the lag mechanic, you're just doing this. I'm winning. I'm winning. Oh, I have to turn around. No! How do you use this lag mechanic? Well, we already discussed that you can style on him like this. So that styling on him actually does have a purpose. in that you can pretty much press any button you want whenever he's like this, and you will hit him. That is the main mechanic that you have to deal with the entire time, is just the free lag window that you get. So whenever they're lagging, you can just throw this out here. It does the most damage, but as you can see, they nerfed the fuck out of it, so he can now hit you whenever you use it if he's at low percent, which is hilarious. But what's even worse is that he can dodge whenever he gets to the edge of the map. You can see him dodge, which means he can also hit you even at higher percents. Which means that this is now an ability where whenever you use it, you're endangering yourself, which is why you should just do this. You can also do this, which I mentioned already, whenever they are doing their thing, but you have to already be in the air, so you can't always use that. You also have the side tilt. Now, the side tilt has the added benefit of actually being the only combo starter other than the down tilt and the beautiful up tilt into up tilt that we just discussed. So other than that, the only combo starter you have is this side tilt, which is the triple stab with the spear. The only problem this has is that it's kind of fucking shit, but it does guarantee both up tilt, which will start your up tilt combo, and it will also guarantee your side attack, which is the one that I said is good. And you can see that if you do manage to land it, it does 14 damage compared to the 15 this does, and it doesn't have the end lag, and it has more knockback. So as a quick recap, whenever you want to do ground combat, you wait for them to do their end lag, and then you throw this bullshit. Or you can just do this bullshit because it's a little bit quicker and there's less end lag because this stabs multiple times, so they can dash through it and punish you. So this is even slightly better, it just doesn't do as much damage. You can also wait for their end lag and throw this out, which is 24 damage, but there's a good chance that they'll air dodge through it, which means it's not safe. So yeah, mostly you're just doing this. I win the game. So yeah, that's 90% of your gameplay. You can also dash into them and just send the up immediately. It's not safe in the slightest. And if you remember, you can also just do it twice in a row, because if you don't jump after them, they'll think it's a misinput and try to capitalize on it. The only thing that's left is the one banana gimmick. So how does this one banana gimmick work? The answer is I don't fucking know. It like makes you stronger or something, or gives you more knockback. To be honest, I don't know what that does. I never use it. What I use it for is I use it to bait people. So there's a couple ways you can bait people. The first one is the easiest. If you go into the air and you use it, they have to go up there to chase you out, or they have to shoot a projectile at you, which you just dodge out of the way of the projectile. Nothing much to it. Or they'll have to run up to meet you, which means you can use your first debate, which is that. So you can move to the right, or you can move to the left, and you can hit them with both of those. What else is there? Oh yeah, for instance with the Shaggy, you can actually just do it right here, and he can't hit you, which is hilarious, but in a real match it doesn't work that way, because he's just going to up tilt you, because literally every character in the game is going to have an up tilt of some kind, and if they see you chilling right here, they're going to smack your ass. However, with any preordained movement, you have literally infinite reaction time, because it's preordained. So if you know he's going to do an up tilt, you can use the end lag of their up tilt in order to punish them, as long as you can clear their head height. So you can jump up here, do this, and then smack them. The last thing you need to know about the charge, what do you call this? The workout? I'm going to call it the workout. The last thing you can do with the workout is you can float in the air. Now, it's generally considered a bad thing to chill out in the air over here, because even if you're out here and then you air dodge into the map, the amount of space between this position and this position and this position is not that great. So most attacks are going to either have the width or the depth to clear that sort of distance. Even Banana Guard can clear that sort of depth and distance. Which means anywhere from this region to this region is danger zone. Meaning there is no safe place to be in order to do your workout. Long story short, if you're on the edge of the map and you do this, you will instantly die. That said, off the edge of the map, there is a specific spot where you can do it. And that is this spot right here. I mean, what are they going to do? Come after me? Look how low I am. The only thing that hit you down here is like Morty snakes. That's really stupid to do, by the way, so you never do this intentionally. You use it because someone will, like Shaggy here, will knock you off the edge of the map. And then will come back up fully charged. Mojo shoots a laser beam on the Powerpuff Girl map. You can avoid that beam entirely. So if the opponent is underneath the beam, you can go above the beam, charge, air dash, and then charge again. And by the time you're done, you will be fully charged and the beam will have gone off. When Mojo shoots his beam off, you can just kind of chill. Because there's going to be a beam of death that separates you from your opponent, so they can't catch you. Which means that Banana's best map is Dexter's Laboratory and also Powerpuff Girls. Why Dexter's Lab? Because you can actually reach through the platforms with this, and this is one of your main combo starters. So you can hit them and they can't hit you, which is hilarious. The matches literally look like this, where you just juggle the shit out of them. I think that's pretty much everything I know about BananaBoy. Like I said, this is more of a quick start guide than like a pro explains kind of thing, because I'm not a pro. I just like BananaBoy.
I'm almost insulted.
Look with your legs! Oh! Are you watching, Princess?
Such feeble combat shall not stop me.
Match point. Blue team.